many of you out there have probably heard the rumors, and you certainly saw the rumors in the emails that we were sending out to you, that there's these rumors going around about a big announcement with Numis. And before we get into that announcement, I kind of want to take you back in history and tell you the story of Numis and how we got started and how we really got to this point. You know, when we started this company back in May of 2009, my partners and I got together, and we really wanted to do something different that had never been done before in the industry and bring a product that really had never been done in network marketing. And we were very, very excited about the opportunity. But, you know, we had our first meeting at my home. We had a home meeting, and we had about 100 people there. And one of the commitments that Jake and I made was that no matter what we did in this company, we were going to have fun. Really, we were going to have a lot of fun building this business. And, you know, that was the most important thing, was having fun and building a business to last. So hold on just a second. Let me get back to Jake real quick. All right. Okay. And, you know, we had, in our first year of business, we had a tremendous amount of success. In fact, you know, as many of you know, Ian and I own a software company, and we see a lot of companies come and go. And I would put our success rate the first couple of years at Numis in the top 5 or 10% of all companies that ever get started in network marketing. And we were real excited about the future. And as you guys have followed our progress, last year, about this time last year, Jake, my partner, came to me and he said, you know what, Chris, I think we should do something a little bit different. I think we should do something, expand the product line. And one of the things that we had built here at Numis is we've built a culture of not only having fun, but of traveling and going on vacation. And when Jake came to me with this idea, I said, you know, I just didn't think the timing was right at that point to look at a travel product. But you know, as things turned out, earlier this year, March 8th of this year, in fact, my wife had a brain aneurysm. And as many of you know, have followed her story, she was in ICU for 7 days. And, you know, when something like that happens in your life, it really changes your perspective on things, and it really puts things in and makes you kind of look at your priorities in life. And, you know, I went back to Jake after Dolores had gotten home, and I said, Jake, you know what? Maybe we should look at doing something different, a product extension. And Jake, why don't you talk a little bit about that and why you even came up with that idea of travel being the product that we should look at for our company?
Okay, I'd love to, Chris. Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, buddy.
So, you know, as Chris talks about this, I'm thinking to myself, a lot of people out there are probably wondering, you know, what does silver and gold have to do with traveling and going on vacation? But for those of you that have been around a while, you know what a big part of our culture it's been. And as Chris said, in our very first meeting back in 2009, we made the commitment that we were going to travel and have fun. I mean, you know, he and his family love to travel, myself, the Cordells. You know, we knew that when we started this company, we were going to build it around traveling and going on vacation. And we've taken 9 luxury trips in less than 4 years since we started this company. And, you know, it's funny that we're selling silver and gold, but travel has always been part of our presentation because it's a big part of what we've done. So, like Chris said, about a year ago, we started tossing this idea around of product extensions, and you know, some sort of an invitation-only discount travel membership made a lot of sense. And it really led us to an old friend of mine that I'm going to introduce here in just a moment, and a gentleman by the name of Dan Stamen. And I've known Dan for about 17 years. He's an absolute phenomenal leader in this industry. You know, I would put him up there in literally the top 0.5% in this industry. And he and I have sort of kept in touch over the years, and he was part of a company that started about 7 years ago in the network marketing space that offered a discount travel program. The company that he and his partner started is called WorldVentures. And a lot of you on the line here tonight have probably heard of WorldVentures. They've been in business for 7 years. They're on pace to do about 200 million in sales this year, and they're in 140. They got 144 or so thousand active representatives in about 22 different countries. So these guys have really, and I know Chris is going to expand on this later, but they really have sort of cracked the code and figured out how to make travel work in a big way. So through my relationship with Dan Stamen, we approached these guys about private labeling the product for numis. And as I said, we were looking at travel as a product extension. These guys have, you know, the most amazing trips I've ever seen. You're going to hear more about it tonight, but we basically approached them and said, hey, we would like to sell your product. And, you know, for obvious reasons, Dan said, no, I can't do that. We cannot compete with our distributor base. So, you know, we had a decision to make at that time. Number one, did we want to pursue travel? And if we did we want to do it on our own? And, you know, through that process of trying to get these guys to private label the product for our company, for numis, we realized that, again, they had this figured out. They were doing it right. And, you know, it would be very, very tough to duplicate what these guys had. So when we realized it wasn't going to be possible to private label the product, Dan came back to us and he said, look, there's a lot of things about your product that we really like. It makes sense. In fact, they've got a partner over there at WorldVentures that is very, very, very big on silver and gold, has been a big investor in silver and gold over the years. So they got our product. They understood our product, and they knew how badly we wanted to market their product. So Dan proposes the idea to Chris and I several months ago that we literally merge the two companies together. Okay, and when Dan first proposed this idea to us, you know, we were a little taken back. We said, you know, let's talk some more about it. It sounds very interesting. How would it look? How would it work? And we got to talking about it. And we're very, very excited tonight to be on this call with you guys here tonight to announce that we are, in fact, merging Numis Network with WorldVentures. And we're super, super excited about this announcement. We're going to go into all the details here tonight and how it's going to benefit every single person in the field. And I would encourage you to take some notes tonight and sort of get settled in for the next hour or so and really listen closely to what we're going to be talking about, because we are super excited about this opportunity for everyone to be able to hook up with a world-class company like WorldVentures and be able to offer a product that, in my opinion, has more mass appeal than any other product in the network marketing industry. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you guys for the very first time my good friend Dan Stamen. What I'd like Dan to do, if you would, is jump on the line here. Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself, talk a little bit about your story, brag on yourself a little bit because you are a legend, and then talk about how you and your partners over at WorldVentures sort of view this partnership with Numis Network.
Okay, Jake, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on. And you know, as Jake said, we go back about 17 years, and so one of the things everyone listening I'm most excited about is to be able to, you know, work with Jake, Chris, and Ian, and obviously the Numis Network. I think, as he said, it really is a unique situation because my partners, our two founders, Mike Asway and Wayne Nugent, you know, they started out, you know, in the coin industry, you know, had some great success, continued to invest, then moved into travel, and we, you know, flat out knocked the cover off the ball when it comes to travel, having done, you know, 15 million our first year when we launched in 2006, and this year, as Jake said, on pace to do over 200 million. We're now in 23 countries, and so there's just so much similarities. Numis Network loves travel. They love having fun. They love collecting memories. They love to, you know, expand and make more friends and everything that travel entails. And then on the other side with WorldVentures, we're looking at ways to creatively, you know, make the numismatic coins available in our company. I was with a couple of our reps over the last weekend, and in Colorado, and these two gentlemen in particular, they've been on 83 all-expense-paid vacations with WorldVentures in 7 years, and we were kicking around the idea. Imagine taking your best photo from each one of those trips, and behind you having it, encased in a nice frame, and you've got a coin from that country as a collectible coin that's going to increase in value over time, just to solidify that entire experience. And so, we're excited about our product, but we're also excited about yours, and just look forward to making it all work together. And just let me back up here for a quick second, though. As Jake said, a little bit about my background. It's kind of hard to talk about yourself, but I have had the privilege of being in the industry for 30 years now, and it's been exciting to say the least, and had the pleasure and the fortune of putting over 1 million+ reps into network marketing. So I love seeing people grow. I love seeing them get ahead in life and become the earning power of many, instead of being stuck in a job and being the earning power of one. And a lot of you on the call, that once you learn what it takes to build a network, a business, you'll realize that there's a lot of people out there that we can help. They're working entirely too hard to make a living and get ahead in life, and we can share this gift of network marketing with them. So the industry has been very good to me, my family, my partners, and one of the things I pride our company on, WorldVentures, is we have probably one of the most robust, comprehensive, world-class training programs that's allowed us to develop people and take them from where they're at and bring them up and have them, create success, not only in the U.S. but around the world, and we've been able to do that. So, the acid test, whether you have a long-term business, a solid business, is can you, take the average person like myself 20, 30 years ago. I was a construction worker and got into this industry, learned the skills, and the financial aspects of this business have blessed my family many times. So we've got a tremendous development program. Jake can tell you about what he witnessed this last weekend in Denver. We had over 7,000 people, and obviously all the people that he saw leading success. And that's another thing too. I had a chance to meet about the top 35 numis leaders, and just what a great group of leadership individuals that aspire to have more. They love the industry. I think they saw really what we're all about. And one of the things I'll share with you is from my background, getting involved with WorldVentures. I had the privilege of being the CEO the first 3.5 years, and as Chief Executive Officer, and as somebody that has a real long-term vision for our company, for this industry, we did something that I think no other travel company's done, and that was we looked at every single travel network marketing business that's come before us. We looked at, traditional travel businesses. We came up with 100 different things not to do, mistakes that these other companies made. And so when you look at WorldVentures, you'll see we're really 3 companies in one. We're a direct sales company, and we have all the registration, filing, documents to be a registered direct sales company in the U.S. and 23 countries worldwide. We're also a discount travel club. So there's different laws for discount travel. As a matter of fact, I'm at my house in Florida here, and the state of Florida, increased the bond requirement to have a discount travel organization in Florida from $50,000 to $100,000. And WorldVentures was the first company in the entire state to pay it. So, we're very proactive when it comes to policy, procedure, rules, regulations, staying in compliance. And then the third thing is we're also a seller of travel. In order to sell travel, it's governed by certain laws that, again, are different than discount buying club laws, network marketing laws, and you just really have to, again, have a long-term vision with this business. The suppliers love us. By the way, we do have dozens of contracts with multi-billion-dollar travel companies throughout the world. You've heard of all the big airlines, hotel chains, cruise lines. Again, they love us because of how many people that we put on trips. One trip last year alone, we had 5,800 people just on one trip. And so, over 700 dream trip vacations last year alone. From a rep standpoint, my top 40 income earners last year averaged going on 7 all-expense-paid vacations. So we have in our program a way that you can literally travel throughout the globe through the compensation plan. And so it's quite unique that you can get rewarded with free travel by being a part of this company as well. And so, there's so many things that we can share with you, that we can tell you. But I think as you take a close look, as you understand our product, as you understand our compensation plan, which is probably one of the most lucrative in the industry, you'll see that we're really a company that is developed by reps. And when I say that, between myself, Mike Asquay, and Wayne Nugent, my 2 partners, we've got literally 65 years of experience in this industry full-time. So we built a company thinking of what would we want if we were still in the field. What tools would we want? What type of compensation would we want? What type of travel trips would we want? What type of training program would we want? And so we put all that together, and it's a beautiful thing when you do it right, when you have great legal counsel, when you follow the rules, and it's just amazing what's happened. One thing that we're also very proud of, and it's exciting for everybody on the phone as well, is we don't have any competition when it comes to other network marketing companies in the travel space. I mean, there's no one that's a close second right now, and so we have this $8 trillion global industry. Travel is huge. As a matter of fact, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th largest industries in the world are the pharmaceutical industry, all the food consumed, and oil and gas. And if you take number 2, 3, and 4 and you combine them together, it still does not equal the largest industry in the world, which is the $8 trillion travel industry, consisting of all the cruise lines, all the hotels, all the car rental companies, all the airlines. I mean, it's massive. There should be probably 20 companies in network marketing doing over $1 billion a year in travel, and WorldVentures is obviously the leader. We're doing it like no other company that has ever come before us, and again, we're so excited about merging with numis and all the things we're going to do together as a team. And lastly, and I'm going to turn the call back over to Jake, is that we've made it a policy in our company to co-create the company with our reps. One of my pet peeves as a rep for 23 years prior to starting my own network marketing company was owners that have never been in the field. They don't know what you and I do every day, being field leaders and reps, and they make changes to the compensation plan, the product, without field involvement. We have a presidential advisory council here in the United States consisting of primarily our top 12 income earners. For the most part, we have one internationally representing the top income earners, and everything that we do, we co-create together. Compensation enhancements, sales aids, promotions, training content, and it's a total collaboration, not us and them. It's us together, one big team with the same dream, and that's something I'm very proud of, because again, I have been a rep all my life, and I know what you guys are going through, and all we do all day in our home office is think about what can we give them, how can we make it better, and everything we've done in 7.5 years today has just been throwing gas on the fire, making your job, your life easier, and again, working in partnership. It's just been really, really a blessing, and something that we're very, very proud of. So I'm excited about the merger. I appreciate you having me on the call. And with that, Jake, I'll put it back to you. Thank you very much.
Well, awesome.
Dan, I appreciate that, Dan. And I just Chris, I want to say one thing before I turn it back to you, and I want to just touch on that last thing that Dan mentioned, because to me that is so very important, that these guys are reps. These guys have built organizations in the field. They are not corporate guys first trying to build an organization. They built an organization, and they have a corporation to support our effort in the field. And as we did our due diligence, guys, that was probably one of the things that was most important to me, is that we align ourselves with partners, that we're going to be locking arms and working together, that have the same philosophy that we do. And these guys are, they've been brought up in the industry from the exact same school that Chris and I and myself have. And you're going to see that as you hear their training that Dan talked about, that's so phenomenal. They know what they're doing. They're not sitting in a corporate office directing reps. They're out there in the field, and they know what's going on. They've built teams themselves. So, Dan, I appreciate that. We're super excited to be working with you guys. I really appreciate you coming on here tonight, and I'll turn it back over to you, Chris, and let you take it from there.
Thanks, Jake. And, we appreciate Dan being on tonight with us, one of the founding partners of WorldVentures and really the guy that kind of sparked this whole talk about the merger and got it rolling. So we appreciate you, Dan, and thanks a lot for being on tonight. One of the things that we did as we started talking about this merger is we started doing our due diligence, and Jake and I started looking into WorldVentures and really what the company was all about. And the similarities between WorldVentures and numis was really very, very scary. I mean, how similar we were as companies. If you take a look at their product, they have a product where nobody really in network marketing has ever done travel right. And just like Dan talked about, they went out and looked at all the mistakes that other companies have made. When we started Numis Network, we did the same exact thing. No one in network marketing had ever done gold and silver the right way. And Jake and I and myself, we went out and analyzed the market and looked at all these other companies and saw the mistakes that they had made and made sure that we didn't repeat them at Numis. Same thing. We have no competition really out there in the network marketing space with gold and silver. Same thing with WorldVentures. They don't have any competition. You've got owners that are in the field. As everyone on this call knows, Jake and I are out in the field every single day with you guys working and building this business. And by the way, that's not going to change. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get a little bit further into the webinar. But let me talk about the other similarities in our companies and why this was such a perfect fit for all of our representatives. And that's what we were really doing our due diligence to see. Would this be a better opportunity for the representatives that are involved with us at Numis Network? First of all, we have a silver BMW program at Numis Network. They have a silver BMW program at WorldVentures. Difference, they've given out 2,000 silver BMWs at WorldVentures. They literally give away a silver BMW if someone qualifies for it every single hour of the day. That's how fast people are qualifying over at WorldVentures for BMWs. They have a binary compensation plan. We have a binary compensation plan. They have a product. Their Dream Trips Life product is really a travel savings account. The way they've got it set up today is that you spend $200 for the Dream Trips Life membership. It goes into a travel savings account, a travel rewards account, and you can use that dollar for dollar to buy a trip. The way Numis works is you're saving silver. You're putting away an asset every single month. So the similarities to a travel savings account and a silver savings account, very similar in what they do. Obviously, one of the things that WorldVentures is all about is about creating peak life experiences. You're going to hear this a lot, and that's something that when I see out there, it's just I see a lot of people like that. Let's talk about where this company has it figured out. And I've been in this industry for 25 years, and I've never seen another company that has it down like these guys do. And Dan touched on this a little bit, is in their training and their tools that they make available to the representatives out in the field. Their training is absolutely world-class. In fact, I want you guys to write down this date for everybody that's on this call right now. August 17th will be the next WorldVentures regional training. We'll touch on that a little bit later, but August 17th, put that in your calendar. When these guys do a regional training at WorldVentures, they'll be done in about 20 different locations all over North America, and I'm sure there'll be one near you or pretty close to you. So they have regional trainings about 8 months out of the year. 4 times out of the year, they have major events that they have in their company, including a national convention and 3 other major training events. We just attended one of those this past weekend. It's actually one of their largest training events of the year. They call it their boot camp. And we had the opportunity to take some of our leaders, some of our top leaders in our company out to Denver this past weekend to see exactly what this company was all about. And I want to bring a couple of them out right now so that you can hear from them and hear what they thought about their experience and about this company. I'm first go up to Connecticut, talk to one of our good friends, Miss Amanda Bass. Hey, Amanda, are you out there? Can you hear me?
I sure am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How are you tonight?
I am fired up. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. You know, Amanda, you and Simone have been with us how long? 3.5 years, 4 years almost? I mean, it's
Almost, almost four. Yep.
almost 4 years. And obviously you guys have been through ups and downs and built your business and continued to build no matter what happened, and you've hung in there. And when we told you about this merger and what was going to happen with Numis, what was your initial feelings, and then how did you feel once you went to Denver this weekend? And tell everybody what you saw out in Denver.
I'd love to. First, when Jake first called me, I'll admit I was sad. You know, I had a little bit of a mourning period. I love Numis. I love you, Jake, and Ian, and your wives. And I really had a little period where I was deeply hurt a little bit. I was like, this is my family. But I know and I trust all of you, and I said I'm going to go to Denver with an open mind, and I'm going to see what you see, because I know that you had to take your time combing through everything, and I know none of you would make this kind of decision if it wasn't better for all of us as a family. So I went out to Denver with an open mind and open heart, and I was blown away. First, just meeting everybody one-on-one in that breakfast and seeing how humble everybody is, how everybody was so receptive and ready to work. More importantly, we were able to meet with some of the top people in the company who are still in the trenches working hard. And then that evening, they had a ladies leadership summit, a little get-together. Well, I shouldn't say little. There was a few thousand women there, but I was blown away with just the different types of women that were on stage. And then I was so fired up by then I could hardly sleep. We got there on Saturday morning, and close to 8,000 people were there, all chanting, all in unison. And just to see everybody from every demographic, to me, was mind-blowing. Like, I'm talking like 18-year-old kids right out of high school, all the way to, I think there was someone on stage that was in their 70s getting IMD. And I was just completely blown away with the energy, the tools, the training, the leadership. Completely mind-blowing. And I'm super impressed. I'm all in. And I'm so excited to have the whole team coming with us and just doing everything as a family. So we're taking our family and just ready to rock.
Well, that's awesome. We appreciate you being on here tonight, and we had a great time in Denver this past weekend, and I'm glad that you guys saw the same vision that we see with going over at WorldVentures. Again, guys, one of the things that we saw in this company was really an opportunity to create massive duplication. And I think that's one thing that some of you, when you look out there at your organizations and your teams, you may not have been getting the duplication that you want, because that training system, those tools that create that type of duplication on your team just wasn't quite in place. And I can tell you, these guys have it all. Like I said, the best thing that I've seen literally in 25 years, they've got it. Let's stay up in the Northeast. I want to go to my good buddy, who was actually the second person that I told about this merger, and actually flew him down here to Florida. My good buddy, he spent a weekend with me, and we went over everything. And you know, to be honest with you, when we first started talking, he said, you know, Chris, I've seen this company about 4 or 5 years ago when they first started, and I wasn't that impressed. And I said, well, Dave, if you remember when we first started, we weren't very impressive either. We had one coin and a bad website. So we got to talk, and I really got a chance to spend some time with him. And I can tell you, just like everyone who's seen this and approached it with an open mind, I think he's done a 180. He was out in Denver with us this past weekend. I'm going to bring out my good buddy, Mr. Dave Angelo. Dave, you there?
Chris, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, buddy. Well, talk to everybody. You know, you're one of the top leaders in our company, Dave, and you have been for a very long time. So talk to everyone about this merger, what it means to you, and really what you see for the future of everybody who decides to really step up and go to work with this opportunity that we have in front of us.
Sure, Chris. I'd be honored to. First of all, thanks for having me on the call. It's a pleasure to be here with both you and Jake, and, of course, Dan. You know, I am so excited. I was actually doing some breathing exercises in case you called on me, because I am just over the top. And if we could open up the lines, I'm sure that spreads all the way across Numis Nation how excited they are about what we're doing here with WorldVentures. I mean, I've never been more excited than any business transaction in or without this in or out of this industry than I ever was before. And you know, you're right, Chris. When you first told me that what you were considering doing here when you and Jake first shared it with me. First I said travel because of my previous experience in this industry with travel, and then you said WorldVentures, and right away I wasn't all ecstatic, but that was only for the first probably 15 minutes, and after the emotions went away and I looked at it with a clear mind and had my business hat on, I can certainly see why you felt this was the right fit for the company and everybody that's involved, and it's exciting. I don't really know, Chris, you might have to lead me tonight. I'm not usually a loss for words, but I am so excited. But, it's time to get moving. It's time for our reps to get paid, and there's no doubt that we are plugging into you called it world-class, first-class, state-of-the-art systems, tools, and events, which this business is built off of, and, they have it all. We actually literally need to do nothing but point, guide, and direct people to information, events, you name it. The rooms are going to do the work, and this past weekend in Denver, it was just over the top. I had the great pleasure and honor to meet Dan, of course, and Mr. Head and Wayne and the whole group, Mike. And I can really just mirror off what Amanda said, and Amanda, been here a long time, her and her husband, Samunge, is what a first-class organization. Just like here, I can see why you see it's a perfect marriage. I agree. All the way from the top to everybody was in that room, all 7,000, 8,000 people. It was just a first-class ran event. The people in it were so excited. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was moved, got goosebumps. Even some of the stories I heard teared me up a little bit. And all I wanted to do, in the middle of Saturday afternoon, I was telling you I wanted to get the heck out of there, open up the floodgates so we could go to work. I had heard enough. I was ready to go. So I couldn't be more excited about this, Chris, not for merely myself, but for the entire numis Nation and what we're going to be able to do to help them.
Awesome, Dave. Well, thanks for being on here tonight, buddy. We appreciate it. It was great seeing you again out in Denver this past weekend. And like you, I just left that meeting and the conference that they had there in Denver just full of excitement. And, you can see why this company has had such success. And, one of the things that I compare WorldVentures to, and you have to understand, Ian and I came from the telecommunications industry back in the 90s when there were literally hundreds of companies that were getting started in telecom and network marketing, yet there was only one company that really survived through the years. It's been around for 20 years, and that's a company that a lot of you probably heard of, a company called ACN. And, ACN is a company that took telecom really to the next level in the network marketing industry. And the reason that they did that, the reason they were so successful is because they were able to start their own phone company, control their own destiny. They literally did the billing. They did the provisioning. They did the customer service. They were the phone company, and they've controlled their own destiny, and they've become $1 billion company. Well, there's no company out there until WorldVentures that has been the travel agent, that owns the travel agency, that has 150 employees working at the travel agency to create these awesome trips that they have called Dream Trips Life, through the Dream Trips Life membership. And what I see WorldVentures as a 7-year-old company that's going to $1 billion just like ACN. I like to call them the ACN of travel because they're the first ones that I believe is going to cut this path through for travel to be $1 billion company in the network marketing industry, and we get to be part of that. We get to literally plug into momentum right now, take everything that we've built for 4 years, join a world-class organization, and plug into that momentum. And I'll tell you guys, if you've never been part of it, it's absolutely magical when you are in momentum in this industry. Legends get created during this time of a company's lifespan, and we have an opportunity to join it. And, for us to sit back and be selfish and not do this, for us to not do this merger would have been selfish of us. But Jake and I, we gave up a lot for this merger. We gave up ownership. We gave up equity. We gave up control. And we did it because we wanted to give our representatives and our family a better opportunity, and we believe that's what we're bringing to you. I'm going to take it up to let's see, we're going to go up to Alabama, up to Huntsville, and talk to Miss Ashley Hendricks. Hey, Ashley, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Ashley, you were out there in Denver with us this past weekend, and as kind of a newcomer to network marketing, kind of describe, what you've experienced in the short period of time that you've been involved with network marketing and with numis, and then what you saw this past weekend.
Awesome, absolutely. First, I want to thank you guys for providing us with this opportunity. I could not possibly be more excited about where the future, where the future is going to take me and my team and my family. One of the things that I noticed about the event in Denver was the sheer size. Like you mentioned, numis was really my first foray into the network marketing world. And I had never seen anything quite as big as this arena that was well, practically an arena that was just packed out with people in Denver. And as Amanda mentioned, the age group spanning from 18 to 80, and everybody's just excited and just jumping around, pumped up about the same thing. The energy was just incredible. And another thing that I noticed is really kind of the biggest takeaway for me, and something that's gotten me really excited, is that I was noticing people who were being featured on stage, folks who had reached significant ranks in the company, who had recruited close to or just a little bit more as I have in numis. So that there are folks who who've recruited 80, 90, 100 people who are making some of the biggest incomes in the company because they've been able to get duplication. So someone such as myself, having come in and really only gotten active since last August, recruited just under 40 people, what this is going to mean for me personally and the possibility of duplication is, I fully expect to be off the charts. So that's a huge thing for me. The fact that this is such an event-centric company, that we can just get our people plugged in to the broader company message. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Everything is already there, and it's working. And it's working for people who have never stepped foot in this industry before, and that to me holds a great deal of promise. We're super excited.
Awesome, Ashley. Well, thanks for being on here. We had a great time with you guys out in Denver this past weekend, and looking forward to the future. And I remember one of the people, or actually a couple of the people that got up on stage this past weekend there, and like Ashley said, they had just recruited a few more people than Ashley. One girl got up on stage. I think she had recruited 38 people, but had 2,000 on her team. Another person had recruited 40-something people and had 20,000 on their team. The duplication that this company, the system that this company has in place, creates that type of duplication, and that's one of the things we're super excited about for our entire family here at numis. Before I go into the specifics, guys, and we're going to go through some question and answers tonight. I know that you guys probably have a lot of questions about, okay, what happens now? When does it happen? All of that stuff. Before I go into all of the details about the merger and what's next, I want to bring out really a guy that's just been so critical to our success here at Numis Network. He's our #1 income earner. Hopefully him and Jess are both on the line. I want to let him come out and really explain to you what this means in his eyes, and that's none other than Mr. Ray Higdon, and Jessica Higdon too. Hopefully she's there. Ray, you there?
Not only are me and Jessica here, but we have an entire house full. What do you guys think? See, we got to do it big, Chris. We got to do it big, and Chris here with Jessica, and we're just so fired up. And I'll tell you, what initially attracted us to numis, or me to numis, should I say, is the gold and silver, is the fact that it was different, that it was assets, it was financial education. But what retained me, what kept me on here, what kept me is the people. The leadership, you guys, Jake, Chris, Ian. Even though Ian's a little crazy on a jet ski, we love him to death, and we love all you guys. And we love all the leaders in this company. We love everything that's going on. And now we have an opportunity for people to just have an easier time of building a serious business. And we have people here and people that weren't super duper maybe excited about gold and silver, but they're really, really excited about travel. And so we're fired up. And I can tell you, I hope, is Dan still on, or did he exit? 'Cause I don't like talking a whole lot. Is Dan still on?
I think he is still here. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I don't like talking about this, but here's my message to the numis team. we're going to break records. You know, we're going to go over there, we're going to turn heads in this profession, and we're going to do some things that have never been done in this profession ever before. And people are going to look back at this 20 years from now. There's going to be books written about this. There's going to be a lot of things that happen because of this. The next 90 days are going to be just insane. And we got a lot of fired up people that are really serious to make a huge splash to cause a tsunami over there in WorldVentures. I just hope they're ready. I know they're a big company. I just hope they're ready. That's all I'm asking for. So we're fired up, Chris. I have so much honor and gratitude to you guys for really stepping up and really doing what's best for the team. And we're fired up. And, you know, hey, it's just time to show them.
Awesome. Was Jessica there as well?
She is here. I know. I hog it sometimes, Chris.
I am here, Chris. How are you?
Awesome. You know, Jess, when you know, our biggest, I guess, apprehension and probably the hardest thing for us to do was when you and Ray drove up and we shared this news with you. You guys came up to our house and you sat in my living room. And we told you what we were thinking about doing, and we hadn't made a final decision yet because, you know, we kind of operate the same way the guys do at WorldVentures. You know, we want our reps and our leaders to really be involved in the decision-making process, and we wanted to hear from you guys what you thought about it and how you guys felt about it, and talk about hearing about it and then what you've seen since then and how you feel today.
Great question. So, and I apologize, my voice is a little hoarse because I've been on the phone so much, excited. But you know, we obviously came up there expecting some news that was totally different. And when you shared this with us, at first, you know, it was a little bit of a shock, of course. I think everybody is probably a little shocked at first because it is big news. But then, you know, immediately we thought, okay, this is a long-term strategy that is big because this is going to make a lot of people so much more money. And, you know, I think, you know, my first reaction was we trust Chris, Jake, and Ian with our life. And if they feel that this is a good move, I know they've done their research. I know they've done, you know, what it takes to make sure that this is the right move. I trust in them. I think we should go for it. I think it's a big, big opportunity. So, you know, we decided to say yes, obviously, and said that we were really excited, looked more into the company because obviously we didn't know much about it then, looked at some of the dream trips, then went to Denver, and I can just say it is 1,000 times better than we ever could have imagined. Everything is so congruent. The founders have such integrity just like you guys do, Chris. You know, and I think you said this before, they built a company exactly as you would have built it. And that's really, really important to us. And so just everything they have in place, we are plugging in at the perfect moment. And if you could have just seen what we have seen in Denver and looking at the company and everything, you would understand why we're so fired up. So we're going to run with this. Again, we trust you, trust us, because we are going to take everyone to the next level, and it's a perfect opportunity to make this thing happen. So we love you guys, appreciate you, and let's do this.
Awesome, Jess. Thanks so much, and great to hear Team Naples back on board. You know, that's one of my favorite teams in the whole company, guys. Good to have you guys back on board tonight.
You said Team Naples, guys.
Woo! H&M!
Awesome. You know, those guys down at Naples, they know how to have fun, that's for sure. And, you know, anytime we would have an incentive trip, boy, they would go to work. So we just expect them to be working all the time now. So looking forward to seeing you guys real soon. Thanks a lot, Ray. Thanks again. All right. Well, let me bring Jake back out here real quick, and then I'm going to get into some more of the specifics. And, guys, I truly believe that once you see what we see, you are going to be so excited, just like Ray and Jess, just like Ashley, just like Dave, just like Amanda. You're going to be just as excited as they are about this opportunity. Let me see if there's so many people on here. It's hard to get through the all of the names to find people. But let me see if I can pull Jake out real quick, and then we're going to get into some more of the specifics. Jake, are you there? Hold on a second. All right, Jake, are you there, buddy?
I'm here, man. I'm here. How can I leave?
I just wanted to make sure I got your mic open. You know, I want to talk about some of the specifics, Jake, because I know people have a lot of questions, like when is this all going to happen? And, you know, our launch date for us to merge everything over is August 1st. August 1st, we will be live, active in the WorldVentures system. You'll be able to activate your spot. We're going to tell you exactly how to do that tonight. We're going to answer all your questions. And then also understand that one of the things that we're going to be doing tomorrow is we're going to be putting up a website where you can get all the Q&As answered. You can get the entire story, everything that you need to know about this merger and how you can take advantage of this opportunity is going to be up for you tomorrow. We're going to send out an email with some links to the recording of this exact webinar so you can listen to it again. But Jake, talk a little bit about, you know, I mean, you've been around this industry as a representative for 25 years now. Most of my time has been an owner, and then certainly I work in the field. But talk about this company and really the way it is co-created. One of the things that we saw when we talked to these guys is that they were really very similar to the way we think and the way we build.
Well, that's so true, Chris. The philosophies are very, very similar, and they're just great guys. They're industry guys. They're not corporate guys. They are, you know, they're industry guys. They're, you know, organization guys. So that part was, without a doubt, was a good fit, and there's going to be a lot of synergies there because I've said many times I would never work with someone, partner with someone, be in business with someone in the network marketing industry that did not come from the rep side, okay? Because you see so many companies that come and go because they don't understand the dynamic. It's like Dan said. These guys have been there. They've sat at kitchen tables. They've been in front of the rooms. They've, you know, gone out and done one-on-one meetings and three-way calls their entire lives. They get it. So that part was certainly very, very important. But, you know, you talk about my history in network marketing. One of the things I'm going to say is I have never, and I mean never even close, have I seen a product as sexy and as widely the mass appeal that this product that these guys have put together. And I'll just, you know, I'll share this quick story with everyone. You know, Chris and Ian and myself, since we started this company, we've been going to all the DSA events, and we go to all the Video Plus universities, which is put on a couple of times a year for owners of network marketing companies. And you know, I've gotten to know Wayne Nugent just a little bit over the last few years. You know, I've known Dan for years, but, you know, we've gotten to know Wayne a little bit. And I can tell you 3 years ago, I remember talking to Dan 3 years ago and thinking to myself, you know, travel, you know, I've seen it done, but I've never seen it, you know, really work long term. All of these companies have had massive, massive success in the past, but they've never sustained. And I want you guys to understand something. What Chris talked about a few minutes ago is so very important. They are the travel agency. They're not selling the allure of travel. They own the product. They own the inventory. And when we understood that and we saw the significance of that, that's when we got super, super excited. So, you know, the fact that these guys come from the industry, that's very important. Their philosophies, integrities, all that line up with us. But, again, they've got this thing figured out. We're going directly to the source. And when you see the trips that these guys have put together at the prices they've put together and the product guarantee, it will blow you away. We're going to give you some information before the call's over to go check this out. But, Chris, there's no way I could possibly be any more excited about this move for our entire family here at Numis. And when everybody sees how it's going to come together and the advantages to you and how we're able to keep the family and the integrity of our company together in place, it's just it's one of the most it's the most amazing thing I've ever been part of, Chris.
Awesome, buddy. And, you know, I kind of feel the same exact way. You know, this merger with this company is definitely the biggest thing that I've ever been a part of in network marketing. And you know, like I said, when you see a company that has the growth that this company has, you know, it's magical. You just don't see it that often in our industry, and certainly most people never get an opportunity to participate in it. So let's talk about some of the details. Launch date, August 1st. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly for you guys? Well, first of all, I want you to learn more about WorldVentures, and then we're going to go through some Q&A. And I want you to write down these two websites. The one that I like the best for presentations is simply www.travelpresentation.com. Guys, again, write these down. You want to go, when we get off of this webinar tonight, I want you to go check out that presentation. It's one of the most compelling presentations that you'll ever see in our industry. And as Jake said, I don't think you're going to find a simpler, easier product to sell in our industry. You know, I think the guys at WorldVentures are actually spoiled. I mean, this product, every single person wants to go on vacation. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you think about it, most people out there will work 45 to 50 weeks per year to try to save up enough money to go on vacation. Our product now is vacation. Again, Dan talked about it. We're going to come up with some creative ways to bring in the coins over at WorldVentures as well. We'll talk a little bit more details about the coins. And but I want you guys to go watch this presentation, really see what this company's all about. They go into a lot of detail about the product and how the compensation works on this presentation. Again, it's only 14 minutes. I also want you to go check out worldventures.biz. On this website, there's actually 3 videos on there to watch. The number 2 video on this website is the same video that's on Travel Presentation. So if you just go watch Travel Presentation, you don't have to watch the second one on worldventures.biz. But go through this information. There's things like income disclosure statements. There's compensation plan, policies and procedures. All of that stuff is on worldventures.biz. Check all of that out and get familiar with what this company is all about. And I think once you go through this material and go through this information, you're going to be just as excited as the folks that were on the phone earlier tonight, and just as excited as Jake and I are. All right, let's go through some of the other announcements that we're going to make tonight. First of all, for everybody on this webinar, we are going to have a special webinar Monday night. It will replace our normal quick start training. You'll want to write this down. We will email this out to everybody, but you want to write down, put this in your calendar to not only attend, but you can attend with guests. This is going to be a big one. We actually have Monday night, this coming Monday night, we have the #1 income earner in the company. Troy Brown is going to be doing a live presentation for our entire team on Monday at 9 p.m. So you're going to get to see exactly what this is all about in a live presentation from their #1 income earner. Troy Brown and Jeff Boff, by the way, are the #1 income earners, the top guys in this company. Here's the great news about these guys. Our team gets to work directly with them. We're positioned in the organization, the way the merger's taking place, we're positioned where we will be directly under Troy and Jeff and working with the #1 income earners in the entire company. And I tell you, you're not going to find with Jeff and Troy and Kathy and Cindy, their wives, you're not going to find 4 more solid, nice, down-to-earth, humble individuals in this entire industry. And one of the reasons that we chose them was, Dan told Jake and I, he says, you guys got to find who you want to work with in this company. He really didn't make that any suggestions, and we went out and we just started at the top. We called Troy and called Jeff, and next thing we knew, the next day they were in Tampa spending the weekend with us. And so we got a whole weekend to spend with them and their wives, and I can tell you guys, you are going to be absolutely blown away by these guys and really how hard they work at this business and to help other people become successful. So write this down. Monday, July 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be sending you a link to this webinar, but you don't want to miss this, and you want to be on this webinar with guests. All right, let's get to some of the questions that I know you have. And again, all of these are going to be sent out in an email to you tomorrow. You're going to have a link in your back office that's going to answer all the questions that you have about what this merger mean to you. #1, can I still participate in the Silver Premier as a Silver Premier Club member? The answer is yes. That's not going to end. Everybody that currently is getting a coin every single month will continue to get a coin. Right, Jake? I know you wanted to touch on this a little bit.
Absolutely, Chris. I just want everyone to understand that, for those of you that are here now, we're going to continue to supply those coins. Your lead capture page will still be up. You can still sign up customers even after the merger. And we'll be touching on this even more over the next few days. But just understand, if you have a check in place at numis. If you're getting a binary commission check from numis, you will continue to get a binary check from numis after we merge, as long as people are staying on the Silver Premier Club. And I know, we were talking to all the leaders out in Denver. We had about 35 or so people with us in Denver this weekend, and everybody is staying on the product, staying on the Silver Premier Club. You got to understand, we don't feel any different about our product today than we did a few months ago. All we're doing is taking something really good and making it super great with this merger. So the product, the silver, is not going away. The Silver Premier Club is not going away. And, I suggest everyone continue to build that asset for your family, continue to build that legacy for your family, even after the merger takes place.
Absolutely, Jake. I mean, there's nobody a bigger silver bug than I am, and I still look forward to getting those coins each and every month that we get in the mail. So let's talk about, do I still earn commissions on the customers and distributors currently in numis that continue to purchase the coins? The answer is absolutely yes. We're going to continue to pay your binary commissions. Any commissions that are due to you as a numis rep will continue to come in. Let's get through some of these. Can I still enroll new presentations into numis? The answer to this question is no. Any new representatives that would be enrolled into your business will be enrolled into the WorldVentures organization. We are going to be merging our entire tree, our entire downline will be merged just the way it sits today, will be merged over into WorldVentures, and then any new recruiting that's done on the business side will be done through WorldVentures. Will numis honor the 5-year buyback guarantee? Absolutely yes. Numis is still going to remain in business. Our role will mainly be as a coin supplier. One of the things that we saw an opportunity to do with this merger is to get our coins and get really what we're all about in front of a much larger organization and expose a lot more people to the coins and what we do. So numis will still remain in business, and the 5-year buyback guarantee will still be in place for every single person that remains on the program or that's ever bought a coin from us. What do I have to do to activate my WorldVentures position? Now, this is going to happen August 1st, guys, so over the next couple of weeks, it's literally 2 weeks from today that this is going to go live. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending you information through your email. We're going to send you information and detailed instructions on how to activate your WorldVentures position. And again, one of the questions you're going to ask is, how much does it cost? How does that work? We're going to go through that in just a second, which is the next question. What will it cost to activate my WorldVentures position? To get into WorldVentures as a representative, it costs to get the product and a representative, it's $365 to join. Now, for all existing numis representatives, every single person that's in the numis tree, all of those upfront fees are going to be waived. You will not pay them. Can everybody give me a woohoo? That's big news, guys. You're not going to have to pay the $300 to join WorldVentures. And you will not have to pay that. You won't have to pay the $100 to be a rep, and you won't have to pay the $200 for the Dream Trips Life member. You're going to get that because you are part of this numis team. Now, to activate, all you'll need to do is pay the $55 monthly membership fee for the Dream Trips Life membership and $11 for your website and back office. So your total cost to get started over at WorldVentures is going to be $66 to activate your business. Now, let me tell you guys, I want to stop right here and talk about this product that they have over there at WorldVentures, the Dream Trips Life membership. As I mentioned earlier on this webinar, this membership is like a savings account. It's like a travel savings account. Each month, you're going to spend $55. You're going to spend $55 on the Dream Trips Life membership, and at the end of 1 year, on your anniversary date, they're going to deposit $660 into your travel rewards account, and you can spend dollar for dollar that $660 for a dream trip. So every dollar that you spend on the membership, again, is put into your rewards account, and then you can spend that money to buy a dream trip. It's really unlike anything that I've ever seen in this industry. This has only been in effect, and one of the reasons I think the timing couldn't be more perfect to join WorldVentures, this aspect of their business has only been in effect for about 3 or 4 months. here's the great news. This is what's causing this company to explode. It is an absolute no-brainer product where you can spend $200 to buy a membership and $55 a month, and then all of that money can be used to buy a dream trip. Guys, this is the best thing that I've ever seen in network marketing as far as a product is concerned. Every single person out there wants to go on vacation. Most people can't afford to. This is a way they can put money away every single month to save up for one of these awesome dream trips. Okay, what happens to my existing numis team? Well, your existing numis team will be identically duplicated over to the WorldVentures platform automatically. So every single person that's on your team now will be on your team in WorldVentures. Same, and that's all active and inactive reps. Here, I got this question earlier, Jake. People want to know, are we going to Cabo? Jake, are we going to Cabo?
Absolutely, we're going to Cabo, man. No doubt about it. The only difference is we're going to bring about twice as many people with us now than we were before.
Absolutely, guys. So all the Cabo qualifications, it still goes to August 31st. The last day in August, you get to qualify for Cabo. Now, the points between now and August 1st, you'll still be able to recruit people into numis. And anybody who comes into numis between now and August 1st will automatically get the opportunity to go over to WorldVentures and get their entire business over there for only $66. So it's going to be a great opportunity over the next couple of weeks to get people in now, guys. You've got 2 weeks to run with this to get people in for $197 and build some momentum as we get this merger done on August 1st. Will there be any monthly fees for my numis Pro Suite and website? Guys, here's what's going to happen. Moving forward, the only fee that you'll be charged from numis is if you stay on the silver. When you stay on the Silver Premier Club, you obviously are going to pay for the coin. The website going forward, the only thing that you're going to be charged for is the lead capture page, freesilvernow.com. I know many of you on this call have generated hundreds and some of you even thousands of leads using our lead capture page. That Free Silver Now lead capture page is going to stay in place for now. And also, we are going to be developing a brand new lead capture page that will be rolled out for the WorldVentures business. So the fee for both capture pages, and you'll still have access to your back office to get all your leads. You'll still have access to shopnumis.com where people can sign up for the Silver Premier Club if they want to. It'll only be $4.95 instead of $19. So you'll just be paying for the lead capture part of your website going forward. You won't be paying for all of the back office stuff and the business stuff. Just the $4.95 will just be for the lead capture page. All right, will there still be a national convention in September? Absolutely. We're still going to be doing our convention. It's going to be, Jake, why don't you talk a little bit about what convention is going to look like now in September?
Well, obviously the convention in September, we're locked in on those dates, and we're excited about the upcoming event here. It's going to be a little bit different than it would have been prior to this merger. Rather than being a your typical national convention, it'll become more of a team event for our team within WorldVentures. And by the way, Chris, maybe well, we'll get to that later. I was going to talk about our team branding and our team name here, but you can bring that up a little bit later on. But the event in Orlando is going to be more of a team event. We've talked to Jeff and Troy and their wives, and they're planning on being there with us. As Chris said, they're the #1 income earners in the company. So we'll be doing some, specific training for our new venture, and we're looking at some ways to really tie it together with some fun activities and really have sort of a dream trip feel to it for the weekend and incorporate some fun stuff that we can do there in Orlando. So it's going to be a little bit different than it would have been prior to this merger, but I can promise you, just as exciting, and it'll be a whole lot more fun, I think, Chris, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun in Orlando, guys, and as Jake said, we're going to make it feel more like a dream trip. We're going to have a pool party and have excursions and things like that, so we're going to have a lot of fun. So make sure you join us in Orlando. As Jake said, that you'll get an opportunity to meet the #1 income earners in the whole entire company. They'll be there live training that weekend as well. So we're still doing the convention. The other question that we get that I've gotten is, do I still get my coin for free if I've got 3? And the answer is absolutely yes. You'll still be able to sign up Silver Premier Club customers, and as long as you have 3 active customers, you will still get your coin for free each and every month. I know we have hundreds and hundreds of people out there that are getting their coin for free. You will continue to get your coin for free every single month as long as you have 3 active customers. Can I still enroll people into numis until August 1st? Yes, absolutely. You will still be able to recruit new representatives through your numis website until August 1st. They will then be merged over to the WorldVentures with the rest of your team. Again, guys, this is a very critical time. This is a very crucial time to get started because you have 2 weeks to get people still to enroll for $197 in numis. They're going to get a coin. And when we merge, they get merged over, and all they have to pay is $66 to get their WorldVentures business on August 1st. So very exciting. The next couple of weeks, special opportunity for you to get people involved for a little bit less than what they would have to pay if they come in after August 1st. Will my entire genealogy come over with me to WorldVentures? The answer is yes. Your entire genealogy tree will be moved over to WorldVentures. That includes all active and inactive reps. And anybody who's not active, we've got a very, very special opportunity here, guys. Anybody who's inactive in your organization or in your tree, they are all going to have an opportunity on August 1st to become active again. And because they were involved with numis at one time, they're going to get the same opportunity to activate their WorldVentures business for only $66. So this gives you really an opportunity to build your entire team all over again, get people excited all over again, and I think what you're going to see is when people watch that travelpresentation.com, they're going to want to take advantage of this opportunity for only $66 that normally is $365. And guys, I'm telling you, this is a product that appeals to everyone. All right, next question. How do I find out where the WorldVentures regional trainings are being held? Again, I told you there's a couple of things that are taking place right now in WorldVentures, and they have a summer blitz that's going to be starting in just a couple of weeks. I think they're going to be in 40 different cities with their summer blitz, and then they have regional training that is taking place on August 17th. Again, you'll want to write this date down because you will not want to miss these regional trainings. August 17th, they'll do over 20 regional trainings around the country. I'm sure there's going to be one in your area, no matter where you're at. To find out where the closest regional training is to you, all you have to do is go to worldventures.biz, and then up at the top of the page, there's you just click on the events button. Just click on events, and you'll see all of the regional events listed there, the regional trainings listed, and again, 20 different cities around the country. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys to get exposed to the company very early on. That's only a few weeks away, about 3 or 4 weeks away before the next regional event. Their regional events are typically, you're going to see attendance anywhere from 180 to 1,600 people at these regional events. So you really want to go out and experience what this company is all about. All right, Jake, that does it for the presentation, just over an hour. You got anything to add to this as we wrap up? One of the things that I want to tell everybody is, a lot of people want to know what Jake and Ian and Chris, what is exactly our role going to be? We've gotten that question quite a bit. You want to talk a little bit about that, Jake?
Yeah, our role's basically going to stay the same. Ian has always been the one running the corporation. He will continue to run numis. And, as Chris said, we will be a supplier of coins to our entire company base right now, and also WorldVentures in the future. So Ian will oversee that operation. Chris and I will continue to be in the field. The only difference is we'll be spending 100% of our time in the field as reps. By the way, getting paid as reps as well. So that's the roles really aren't going to change any, with the exception of you'll even have more access to Chris and myself. But there is one thing I want to add before we get off here, and that is, and I mentioned this earlier, is the mass appeal that this product has. And as we stood there in Denver and we watched this incredible event last weekend, we saw people from every single demographic you can possibly imagine. And there's a whole group of of very sharp young kids in this country that are very excited about this product and this opportunity that, guys, I'll be honest with you, this is an age group that is exploding this industry right now. These 20-something-year-old kids are probably the fastest growing segment of the network marketing industry. And, you know, the truth is, you know, silver and gold just does not have as big appeal with that demographics as this product does with WorldVentures. And you know, Chris, you and I have seen it. We had an opportunity to speak to our, you know, our family and some very, very close friends as we were considering this. And, you know, I can remember the day that I had my 22-year-old daughter watch this video that Chris gave you guys today, and I said, look, I just want your honest opinion. This is what we're considering. And she basically said, Dad, I want to work this business regardless of what you do. And that said a lot to me. And I know Chris had some similar experiences with his niece and a few other young people. And, you know, I had my daughter out in Denver with us this past weekend, and I can't begin to tell you how excited I am with everything that's going on. But one of the things that really has me most excited is the opportunity that I'm going to have Chris to work with my daughter. She's going to work this business full time. She finishes school in 3 weeks, and this is what she's going to be doing. She's going to lock arms with us and go build an organization. She's 22 years old, and I just, you know, it illustrated to us again, the wide appeal that this product has. It's sexy, it's appealing, it's easy to talk about, and everybody that you encounter is that maybe they're not a candidate for the business, but everyone is a candidate for this product. And I'd say, Chris, that's, you know, that's pretty exciting too as you look at, you know, the opportunity we have in front of us.
Absolutely. You know, and I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions that we didn't get to tonight. You know, one of the things that I would ask you to do is to reach out to your upline. Look to your upline. Again, we had about 35 people out in Denver with us this past weekend. Reach out to them, and if you can't get a hold of your upline, you know, you've got Ray Higgin, Dave Angelo, Dave Lovett. You've got these leaders out there in the field. You've got Samange and Amanda. You've got Olu and Roz. You've got our leaders out there that understand what's happened. They know the answers to your questions. If you have any questions at all, reach out to your upline. If you can't get a hold of them, simply call Jake or myself. We're going to be available to you guys. I'm going to be around all weekend, all day tomorrow, and all weekend, and really all the way up until this merger happens. And we'll be sending you, again, we're going to be sending you more information about exactly all the Q&As that you have. I'm going to take all the questions that you guys typed in tonight, and I'll include them in the Q&A that will be sent out to you tomorrow, and then we'll have a Q&A section in the back office as well. We don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, so we'll answer all that stuff on the Q&A, and we really appreciate you guys being on here tonight. You know, we love this numis family, and we're looking forward to building a huge team, and like Ray said, breaking some records over there at WorldVentures, and look forward to really traveling the beaches of the world with you guys. That's one of the things that my wife and I love to do, and with this company, you're going to have more of an opportunity to travel and go on vacation than you've ever had in your entire life. So thanks a lot, guys, for being on here tonight. Look forward to building a big future with you guys, and we will talk to you guys real soon.